welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm Crystal Kennedy, and this is the show where we bring you the day's biggest movie news, and of course, we give you insight into what it all means. Joining me, as always, is AMC Movie News Senior Editor, Mr. John Campea.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the best damn movie-related show on the internet, coming to you live from the Stream.TV studios here in Hollywood, California. We are so glad you decided to make us part of your day.
We also have at the table today our AMC Movie News editor, Miss Amy Rose Eisenbach.
Hello, darlings. Happy Wednesday.
And we also have the director of the upcoming film, The Death of Superman Lives. What happened? Mr. John Schnepp.
Hey, what's going on? I hope you guys are all registering nervously for Comic-Con. Today's the day. Get to it.
No, it's not. Not for average fans.
Sorry.
Forget
what I said.
Don't cause a panic. You're going to cause a panic.
Forget what I said. Erase it.
All right, guys, it's with a very heavy heart that before we get into our first piece of news today, we wanted to talk about former Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences President Tom Sherak, who passed away yesterday after a 12-year battle with prostate cancer. He was 68. Sherak, who served as the head of the Academy from 2009 to 2012, spent 17 years at 20th Century Fox, where he became the Domestic Film Group chairman. He was also an executive at Revolution Studios and Paramount Pictures. Sherak worked on such blockbusters as Titanic, Die Hard, Wall Street, Independence Day, and Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace. Sherak was also responsible for implementing a number of changes within the Academy and the Oscars, including the expansion of the number of nominees for Best Picture and pushing for bringing in younger members into the Academy to diversify the group. Excuse the shakiness in my voice, but I was one of the people in Hollywood that was lucky enough to work with and know Tom Sherak. We shared an office together over at Paramount Studios, and when I tell you he was a hard worker, he was as much of a hard worker as he was an amazing man. He had a huge heart, and anyone that got a chance to meet him or work with him would know just that. He had his hand in almost everything in this business and was the first person to lend out a helping hand when anyone he knew needed one. He was a great dad and a wonderful husband, and I know that his family will miss him terribly. So I wanted to let all of his family and friends know that our thoughts and prayers are with them all today.
Yeah.
Just 3 hours before he passed, he was scheduled to have his Hollywood star put in on Hollywood Boulevard in February, and they were able to push that up so that he had that before he left this world. So cheers to him.
Nice move on their part, too.
There has been a lot of apprehension from Turtles fans surrounding the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film being produced by Michael Bay. That apprehension hit panic levels this past weekend when this picture of a reportedly official movie children's Halloween costume hit the web. Online fans were furious about the look. Now new images have been released online showing production maquettes of the Turtles as well as the first look at villain Shredder. John, what do you make of these new character looks?
I'm one of the guys who've been really apprehensive about what we've been seeing from this movie and whatever, and I saw that kid's costume, and I'm like, Look, notwithstanding everything else we know about it, notwithstanding that it's Mike Bay, and notwithstanding the fact that they got Megan Fox to be in it, and notwithstanding all that other stuff, that looks awesome. I don't care how much you hate everything you've heard about Turtles so far, that looks awesome. It really does. I mean, because, you know, I've talked about before that in a live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I wanted to see a rendition of the original black and white, dark, badass comics. And while I'm sure we're not getting that, though, if I was going to take those turtles and design them, that is what they would look like. So I'm not saying this movie's going to be great now because the design is good, but give the devil's his due. That is awesome. And Shredder
Looks badass.
That is the thing of nightmares. Yeah. That Shredder, that is wonderful. So, and look, I don't believe there's any coincidence that picture of a kid's costume got leaked and everybody got so mad and so pissed. I have no doubt the release of these pictures was very intentional to get everybody to go, whoa, calm down, this is the real deal. I'm blown away how great this looks. Once again, the movie may suck, but there's no denying this design is fantastic. Anyway, Amy Rose, how do you see it?
Yeah, I think that these are pretty fantastic. Shredder is the stuff of nightmares. I mean, that is just fantastic. And I know that originally we were all a little afraid when that costume popped up. That looked like a cartoonish creature from, I don't know. This is like Turtle Power again. I'm really excited about this. And I'm glad that they've, we talked about fan reaction and stuff a couple days ago, yesterday, whatever, time is flying. But I mean, I'm glad they're not making them aliens anymore, and I'm glad.
And we don't
they're
know that
taking,
for sure either.
Well, Bay's kind of come out, and it's funny
He's
that
backtracked,
it's
yeah.
never been Jonathan. It's always been Bay, even though he's just producing it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're at least trying to uphold what we want to see from being fans.
Right.
So yeah, this is much better, and just want to say, Chris Lee, that was a really nice just tribute, and my condolences are with Tom's family and friends.
Shep.
Yeah, same here. The outfits look amazing. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that really is. I'm sure Eastman and Laird are like jumping around, like, because it really is like the original comic books.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to be really funny and eating pizza, but I mean, it's alien ooze is what they got their powers from.
Right.
So, whatever about this outer space stuff, but they look really, really, really badass.
Yeah.
They look like samurai, crazy, heavy metal style Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So.
I
Yeah.
hope it's dark.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool, and Shredder looks villainous.
Yeah.
Straight from Mortal Kombat
Nightmares.
status.
All right, what's next?
The upcoming Captain America: The Winter Soldier opens in AMC theaters everywhere on April 4th. But according to reports, Marvel is so happy with how the film has turned out that they've already begun talking with directors Anthony and Joe Russo to come back to direct Captain America 3. The Russos and Marvel have also reportedly already started to put together an outline for the third film, which Chris Evans would return for. Amy Rose, is it a good sign that Marvel wants the Russos to return?
A very good sign indeed. I mean, studios are in the business of making money, and they, form great partnerships with people they can trust to bring their vision to the big screen. But bottom line, they're trying to make some of this. And if they obviously like the vision of the Russos, they're going to try to, keep that again for the third. I mean, look at Matt Reeves with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Right.
They signed him for the third film. So that to me indicates that Fox has a lot of faith. Same with Marvel and Disney here. It's saying, wow, we have a great product. And, when we went to D23, we had the chance to see about 10 minutes of the film, and it looks absolutely fantastic. All the trailers, everything. I love the odd couple relationship of Black Widow with Cap. I just think that they're really bringing a lot of amazing characters too, with Crossbones and, the whole evolution of Bucky and just all the other things going down in this one. Falcon out. That was still one of the best Comic-Con interviews of my life. So yeah, I think it's a very good sign. You always say it's not a problem. It's never bad to recruit talent, and obviously if they feel like they've really gone into this talented duo, that they're really leading them in the right direction, then of course they're going to try to lock them in. So I cannot wait for this film.
Shep.
Yeah, I would love for them to announce we're starting shooting next month. That'd be great to see Captain America like in 2 years. I'm really excited about this sequel. I'm excited that the Russo brothers are doing such a great job on it, and hearing that they locked him in means super confidence on Marvel and Disney's side. So they're like, we don't want you going anywhere. You just did an amazing job. This is going to blow
do it
up.
again.
Let's continue this. I'm sure elements of the Winter Soldier. I'm seriously hoping either MODOK or Arnim Zola show up. I'm big on the Kirby thing, so it'd be great to see those characters show up in the third movie. So I'm all for it.
What's really interesting about this is that Marvel has proven that they're not into, hey, let's just bring the director back because they did the first one.
No.
I mean, they didn't bring the director from the first Captain America back. They didn't bring Kenneth Branagh back. Even though he did a great job in the first Thor, they didn't bring him back for Thor 2. They're not afraid at all to move in different directions. So that adds, I think, to the confidence that we as fans can feel that Marvel has looked at this film and thought, this is awesome. Let's keep these guys. We like the vision. The one interesting thing, though, about all these reports and this announcement that's come out, that they're already starting to formulate the outline for Captain America 3 and for Chris Evans to return. A lot of people have been speculating that maybe Captain America, Chris Evans, dies in Captain America Winter Soldier, and they get somebody else. Maybe Bucky becomes the new Captain America and stuff like that. So I guess we don't have to worry about that happening now,
Yeah.
because they seem to be going off. I think this is great
I
news.
love Chris Evans in that role too. When he
Me
was
too.
first cast, I was like, Chris Evans, really?
Oh, me
and
too.
he's just completely proven why he's perfect. He's great, Captain
He
America.
unhuman torched himself.
He really
Yeah,
did.
he really, really did. All right, folks, we've reached that part of the show for buy and sell. Listen, if you've got a, no, that's the mailbag thing I was about to say. But in front of her, Chris Lee's got a bunch of other items in the world of movie news. She's going to run them down, and then Schnepp, Amy Rose, and I are simply going to say whether we buy it or sell it. So, Chris Lee, what do we have?
You get so excited to answer this
I
question.
do.
You just wanted to get there, but we have to buy or sell first. Benedict Cumberbatch has signed on for the upcoming thriller Blood Mountain. Blood Mountain follows a private military contractor who survives an enemy attack in hostile territory. Now he's forced to escort his prisoner, the world's most wanted terrorist, to safety against high and possible odds. Schnepp, buy or sell the sounds of Blood Mountain?
I know who you are! Just a little thing for Metalocalypse fans. Blood Mountain. How can I not buy it with the title Blood Mountain? You might see it 8 times.
There's no bias there.
Yeah.
8 times. Yeah, I'm also gonna buy it. I love Benedict Cumberbatch, and this is a role we haven't seen him in before. And
Yeah.
you know, Smaug, and even The Fifth Estate, even though it kind of received kind of mixed reviews, I didn't love it all that much. I loved his performance. He's just a phenomenal actor. And this looks really great. And Blood Mountain, I'm in.
This sounds very cool. And you're right. The thing that intrigues me most is that if I had read the description of the movie, I wouldn't have thought, oh, Benedict Cumberbatch for
Never.
that. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing that an actor of this caliber is going to start stretching himself out. I think it sounds like a really cool premise. So yeah, I'm in. For me, it's a buy.
All right. Paramount Pictures has released a new poster for Darren Aronofsky's upcoming film Noah, starring Russell Crowe. Noah stars a man chosen by God for a great task before an apocalyptic flood destroys the world. Noah opens in AMC theaters on March 28th, 2014. John, buy or sell this poster for Noah?
You know, I say the main criteria I look for when I look at a poster is, does it capture the essence and in one frame capture what the movie is? And I look at this Noah poster, and to me, yeah, you've got the storms, you got the rains, you got him there with his axe, because that's more of a building axe than a weapon. But I'm sure this is going to be a more Hollywoodized version, so we're going to see a little bit of action there too. I think he looks kind of badass and all that kind of stuff. So, from a conceptual point of view, I think the poster works. I think it's very good. So for me, it's a buy. Amy Rose?
I'm going to sell it for now, even though I'm really excited for the film because I love Aronofsky. He always just has such a clear vision, and he's just such a unique director, and I'm a big, big fan of his. And Russell Crowe. He does look badass in that, but it kind of looks just like the Hercules poster as well. So I'm a little confused what they're trying to go for here since it's a biblical epic. So for now, I'm going to sell the poster, but I'm not selling the movie because I'm still really excited about it.
It looks like it could have been a one-character poster out of Dark Knight Rises. If you made it a little darker in the background, right?
What I was going to say is the minute I saw that, I was like, oh, it's a cool poster for Sin City. That's Marv with his little tiny axe. It's like right out of Frank Miller's Sin City. The little tiny axe. Anybody who knows that comic knows.
But he doesn't
that
look
frame.
as sexy as the Sin City poster.
I'm saying if this was a Sin City poster, I'd double buy it. I'll just buy it right now because I think it's a great graphic approach to Noah. Everyone would expect like a giant wave with little, all the
And
animals
long
are
white
inside it.
beard
Or some
and-
kind of
yeah.
very biblical type thing. This looks savage and strange and weird. I can't wait to see the bizarro angels. Like weird.
yeah.
Nick Nolte as a 15-foot angel. What's
Oh,
that going to, It sounds whack, Yeah. So I can't
what he
wait.
sounds like.
Awesome weird poster. That's what I said.
That was a great Nick Nolte.
Right? Was that Nick Nolte or was that a
Yeah.
Hulk dog? I sounded like a Hulk dog. Then Nolte.
Nick Nolte Hulk dog.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Thought you had Dozer hiding under the table over there.
Yeah, we
As
got
many
Dozer.
of you know, Seth Rogen and James Franco have been working on producing an R-rated animated comedy called Sausage Party. And now it appears the lead voice cast have been selected. Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jonah Hill, and Kristen Wiig. Edward Norton, Michael Cera, and Nick Kroll will voice the raunchy comedy about one sausage's quest to discover the truth about his existence. After falling out of a shopping cart, our hero Sausage and his new friends embark on a perilous journey through the supermarket to get back to their aisles before the 4th of July sale. This is an amazing movie. Amy Rose, buy or sell the sounds and casting of Sausage Party.
I literally can't stop laughing just from the description, so I have to buy it just for how bizarre it is. And come on, who doesn't love a sausage party? So yeah.
Schnepp,
So ridiculous.
you like a good sausage party.
I can't wait to go to a sausage party. Whenever I hear there's a sausage party, it's a sausage festival. Awesome. Can't wait to stand around with a bunch of other sausages. Those guys look so stoned. Every time I see those guys, it makes me laugh because I know they're baked.
Oh, they are.
But, they have to be baked in that photo. I sincerely hope they are. And I hope they're baked through the entire making of Sausage Party.
You know they are. They are.
Yeah, I'll buy it because
It's so ridiculous
It sounds
and
so
awesome.
ridiculously stupid. You know everyone's going to have fun. And just even if they have like a 3-sentence script, just let everybody improv. They'll figure out something to do, you know?
I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to sell this.
Whoa!
And I shouldn't, especially after this is the end, I shouldn't doubt these guys at all. But to me, this sounds like it would be a really, really funny Saturday Night Live animated 5-minute skit. It doesn't sound to me like it's something very compelling for an hour-and-a-half movie. And here's the other thing. What I'm very curious about is, we know R-rated comedies have a difficult time succeeding, but they can succeed. I mean, these guys have proven that it can succeed. An R-rated comedy that's also animated, how will that do? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I'm just very, very curious. But like I said, for me, it sounds more like a 5-minute, really funny 5-minute skit as opposed to a full-length feature film. So just for now, until I see some stuff coming out of it, I'm going to sell it. All right, folks. Now, we have reached that part of the show called Mailbag. Listen, if you've got a question or topic you'd like us to bring up on the show, you can email us anytime at amcmovietalk@gmail.com. Now, every day we take a little bit of time, pull a couple questions out of the mailbag and answer them. By the way, after we're done the mailbag questions, we're going to take some questions from the live chat board because we do this show live every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But for now, it's mailbag questions. So, Crystal Lee, what do we got?
Joe Vang writes, "Hey AMC, love your show. One of my favorite shows is The Office. I just think that it's hilarious. Since the show has ended, do you think we can get a movie? Even straight to DVD would be fine. Plus, I have not seen any of the cast members doing anything too big to not be involved. Your thoughts?"
I loved The Office. Maybe one of the 5 funniest shows ever. We can lay in bed at night and just put on Netflix and just loop seasons of The Office and just never stop laughing. It is just so funny. They lost a lot of steam. You know, that show could have kept being great after
Carell left.
After Steve Carell
Yeah.
left, but they put the focus on the wrong character. They put the focus on the Andy character for a while, and that just kind of killed the show. But it's so good and so great. The problem, though, is, and the reason I don't think we'd ever see a movie, is a couple of reasons. Number one, when they ended the show, they sent off a lot of the characters. But number two, the nature of the show was so, I don't know a way to put it. It's not a narrative-driven show. Let's put it that way. And it'd be really tricky to make a movie out of it. To the point that I just don't think you can really do it and still have it feel like The Office. So for me, I don't see it happening. Schnepp?
Yeah, if the movie would have to be a complete transformative, like, we've got to get the gang back together to do a heist or something.
To
And it
save
would
Michael's
suck.
house.
Yeah, it would be horrible. So, I mean, it's better. I mean, some series are best to be left to have their full run, which this did, and it ended, and that's it. And it's a TV show. It's a great television show that'll be on forever. We'll be watching it as old people, on our deathbed laughing, So I don't think it should be a movie.
Rose?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there are different avenues they could go down and explore for it. Like, everyone is not working there and they come back together. It's an office reunion or something ridiculous. But it would kind of be stretching it a little bit. And I loved the show. I loved the BBC version.
Yeah.
I'm just a big fan of all of, the characters they've created. And Ricky Gervais and Steve Carell, I thought they brought their own great, character. But yeah, I don't think it needs to be turned into a movie. I know that's always the next question when we love something so much and it's gone. Like, let's make it a movie, but we're getting Entourage. I don't think we'll get The Office.
Yeah, and one of the funniest things I saw at when Ricky Gervais was hosting the Golden Globes, it was because Gervais, for a lot of people don't realize, wasn't only the star of the British version, he was also the producer of the North American version. And when Steve Carell announced that he was leaving the show, and at the Golden Globes, Gervais had to introduce Steve Carell for something, and he introduced him as the unbelievably ungrateful Steve Carell, which I thought was funny. Anyway, okay, what's next?
Kyle Grimes writes, "Hello again, AMC crew. This has been bothering me for some time, and I find it appropriate since yesterday you talked about flops affecting actors' careers. Why do some great and already established actors choose to play such awful roles? Like De Niro in Rocky and Bullwinkle, among others. Ron Perlman in The Scorpion King 3 or Michael Caine in Jaws 20 or something. Do they actually believe in these films, or is it just another paycheck?
There's two answers to that question. The first answer to the question is, everybody who sets out to make a movie thinks they have the potential to make a great movie that people will love. A lot of people have this made-up fairy tale in their head that, oh, that studio didn't care one bit about that movie. They just wanted to. No, studios, because the better your movie is, the more money it will make. And studios know that, and they try. They may not pull the full weight of their effort behind it, but every studio, every director, whatever, sets out making their movie thinking it has the potential to be quite good and that it can be relatively successful. And I'm sure when Robert De Niro sat back and looked at Rocky and Bullwinkle, I'm sure they pitched to him as, look, this is an all-time classic property. People love Rocky and Bullwinkle. This will be like a really big smash hit. It'll catch on. It'll hit all 4 quadrants. People will love it, blah, blah, blah. And it turned out to be crap. Okay, that happens. I mean, look at The Counselor.
Right.
Look at the acting talent they got in that.
That
Got
ensemble was
together.
amazing.
Look at the director we got. Look at the plot overall. And if you read a one-page plot of that movie, it reads pretty damn good.
The guy who wrote No Country for Old Men wrote the screenplay.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be awesome. And it didn't work out. So that just happens. I don't think actors choose to go into movies that are total crap. But what is also true is that I love the way Anthony Hopkins said it. Somebody asked him once, hey, what made you decide to do this role? I'm an actor and it was a job. It's their job. And when a guy like Perlman, who I love Ron Perlman, but he's not being offered Oscar roles left, right, and center. Acting is his job. When sometimes film fans say, did it for the paycheck, like it's a bad thing. Did you not go to your job this morning for the paycheck? Really? You would have gone for free if they weren't paying you. I mean, so I think it's a balance of the two. Just some actors be a little bit more picky and choosy, and some don't. Anyway, Amy Rose, how do you see it?
Yeah, and a lot of the times it's, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. If you're in this film, we'll let you do this. We see that a lot with directors. You make this big film, Michael Bay Transformers, Pain and Gain. I mean, we see this a lot when there are contracts and partnerships in play, and they want to, make their passion project, but in order to do that, they have to make a little money for the studio. So we see that happening. Is it selling out? I think you nailed it. I mean, it's a job. I mean, hopefully they're in a film that they believe in, and that's really good and critically acclaimed, but a lot of the times it doesn't happen. But I don't think someone gets in a movie, like you said, and is like, this is gonna suck, but I'm gonna collect the money. Like, I think that would be embarrassing anyway.
Chris Lee had a great interview with Christian Bale, I think, was the interview did. And Christian Bale addressed that with Chris Lee, and he said, look, I'm not going to do his Cockney accent. Do
it.
But look, you got work. No, but he talks about, look, as actors, we got work. We need paychecks. We need whatever. And he said, fortunately, right now, I'm blessed enough to be in a position where I get to pick and choose. But for the vast majority of his career, you just get work.
Yeah.
And we forget that sometimes. Anyway, Schnepp.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have covered pretty much all of it. But Kyle Grimes, I will cover this last piece for you. Actors work to get well known, to as everyone moves up the chain, so to speak.
Yeah.
And some actors then establish a rate. So you can get Ving Rhames, you can get James Woods, you can get Christopher Walken for a very set rate. It's not your standard rate; it's a day rate. So if you want to get them, you can pay them, and they'll do any movie because it's a job. So a lot of, and in fact, most actors work to get to that position, to be able to get to. I'm a character actor, and if you want me to play this role, this is how much I cost. It's just regular, that's a job. A lot of other actors who get well known and maybe even win Academy Awards, then they have that little extra where it's like, now I can command a little bit more money, I can kind of pick and choose my roles. And if you become a big major movie star, then all the roles come to you and you don't have to do the auditions and face all that kind of rejection. You're rejecting. So it is a really, it's a process, but like any job, that's what it is. It's a job.
And sometimes they just want to have fun with a character role and just
something that
have
looks
a good
fun.
time.
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
You think Anthony Hopkins needed to play Odin? He didn't, but
I remember Anthony Hopkins. We talked to him on the carpet, and he was like, "My grandkids just really wanted to see me in a superhero movie." So I said, "All right, I'll do it." All right, folks, listen, we've got a few minutes left, so it is time to throw it open to you guys who are watching us live in the live chat board. Fire in your question format by putting question and then ask the question. Chris Lee is the gatekeeper of all things questions on the chat board, so Chris Lee is picking out some questions. Chris Lee, what have you selected for us?
I love when you call me the gatekeeper.
You are, girl.
David Hutchinson wants to know, what do you guys think about Henry Cavill as James Bond with Nolan as the director? Or which director would you guys choose?
Henry Cavill was up to be James Bond. If I'm not mistaken, he was the runner-up to Daniel Craig to be the new James Bond. So remember, Cavill's been recognized in the Hollywood casting circles and in the inner circles in Hollywood as a massive talent for a very long time before Man of Steel. So I could totally see Cavill as a James Bond, and so could Hollywood apparently. Christopher Nolan, I don't know that Nolan's style. I love Christopher Nolan. I don't know that Nolan's style is a James Bond style. Do you guys have anything to add to that, or?
I love Nolan, and I think he would bring something interesting to it. But I really love what Sam Mendes has done, and I'm really glad that Craig and him are embarking on one more Bond film together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill, yeah, he's suave, he's debonair, he's got all of those characteristics. So yeah, I mean, I could see it, but I'm excited for more sci-fi explorations with Nolan personally.
Right.
Now that he's in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I would say less so as James
Yeah,
Bond.
less is the chance.
I don't wanna
So that's my thing, is I don't want to see
He's
the
already
same
super
actor
spy.
play a bunch of super
Totally.
spies in a row. It just, and I felt that way about Chris Pine in Jack Ryan. I
Right.
just feel like he's like a Starfleet dude on Earth. I mean, I know that's not even right, but it's like my mind felt that way. I was like, I don't want to see him in that role.
All right.
So, and Christopher Nolan, I'd rather him do his own original stories. I mean, the guy's talented, writer, director.
is.
He makes a world happen, so it's fun to see him be able to see his own visions come to life. And
Right.
I don't necessarily. He likes James Bond. Maybe he should do his own version of a super spy. You know.
All right, let's get a few more in there.
Ian Kalanji wants to know, how is it possible for Sith to come back in Star Wars Episode 7 if Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, destroyed the Sith and brought balance to the Force?
Remember, they thought the Sith was destroyed before, too. Remember, when you get into the Phantom Menace, they thought the Sith had already been destroyed for thousands of years, and yet they were still around. No matter what you do, there's always two, a master and an apprentice. And that's a little bit of Star Wars lore for you guys. all the ladies watching just got a little bit turned on.
Right.
So I don't know, do you guys see that as a problem?
There's so many midi-chlorians floating around. You either go with the Jedis, or that midi-chlorian gets turned into a Sith. And there can be thousands of Sith, possibilities, but the one master will take on apprentice. But sometimes there could be two masters then you have two apprentices, or the master has an apprentice and then his side apprentice just in case that apprentice doesn't work out, which they've done already in the
Yeah,
Star
they've done
Wars.
that in the Star Wars universe.
So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
All right, let's do a few more.
You can't not have Sith in it.
Right.
Miller Lawrenston wants to know if we think the X-Men Days of Future Past will be too overcrowded. Do you think they'll fix some of the running errors, like Professor X walking in The Last Stand and X-Men Origins The Wolverine?
We've addressed the overcrowded thing. No, every movie has 50 characters. Just some are very big and some are very small. So, and X-Men treats their characters in no differently. So no, the movie is not overcrowded whatsoever. If they try to make big stories out of all those characters, yes, it becomes crowded, but they're not going to do that. They never have. What was the second part of the question?
If they'll
They
fix any
fix
running
continuity
errors.
issues. I think they're just going to ignore them. I think Bryan Singer said they're going to address a couple, but I think for the most part, the X-Men films has always just had a really big inconsistency with their continuity and just gone, but you guys will let us go with that. And they just don't bother with it, and I don't think they will now. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, on the ensemble thing, that's X-Men. I mean, all of these characters that form this incredible troupe of these, no, it's not overcrowded. And I'm really excited to see what they take. And they just cut out Rogue, so obviously they have plenty of room.
Right.
But
more room for Toad.
Yeah, oh God.
More room for Toad.
More room for Toad. But yeah, I think there will be a couple holes. I mean, they do take liberties, and they're playing with time travel, so right there, they're allowed to take certain liberties. But yeah, I think they'll address that, because that is a really big thing, Professor S walking.
Right.
But I don't think they'll address everything. But
Well, I heard they do a time travel thing. Toad becomes a taxi driver. He's like staring in the mirror, like, you looking at me? You looking at me? That's a backstory that I think they might have cut.
I
It'll
think
only
there's
be on the
something
DVD.
very deep there.
It could be on the Blu-ray.
All right, let's do three more really quick rapid fire.
Kension's son wants to know if we'll see an Aquaman film in the next 5 years.
No, they've got Man of Steel 2, they got Justice League they want to do. I know they want to do Wonder Woman. They got to get their Batman going. DC is not known for getting one movie out every 11 months or every 10 months, so no, it's not going to happen in the next 5 years.
James Cameron already directed it with Vinny Chase.
Right.
So
I love that version.
yeah, it was awesome.
Yep.
All right.
Isaac Ruthin wants to know if we think we'll see Edward Norton returning to any leading roles again.
Oh yeah, he's too good of an actor to not. It's going to be finding the right role. I mean, he kills it whenever he's on screen, leading or supporting. It's going to happen. Somebody's going to bring him in for a leading role.
And Wes Anderson has helped kind of breathe life again
Yeah.
into
Yes,
his
most
career, and
definitely.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
He's in that as well.
Yeah, he was great in that Wes Anderson. What was it?
So, Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, love that movie.
Me too.
He was great in that.
Ruben Cruz wants to know if we think people would enjoy character changes in live-action DC films if the film makes it known that it's a parallel Earth like the way DC cartoons films get away with a lot more character changes.
No, I'll give up. Throw any DVDs I had out the window. I will give up on it. I will stand and pee on the sidewalk in front of the studio. No, do not do this alternate Earth crap. That's fine in the comics. It's fine in the cartoons. Don't start doing all this multiverse, Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 75, Earth 93, because then there's no rules. It's dumb. It's stupid. I would completely give up on it. Don't do this alternate
The
Earth
Justice
crap.
Society of America with Wildcat? Earth 11.
Earth 11, yeah.
I
Let's
have
watch
heard
that
that
movie.
Earth 11's lovely this time of year, but I agree.
All right, let's do one more, just because I want to end on one that makes me happy.
I don't know if this one's going to make you happy, but
All right, let's
Nerd
do one
Herd
more
Reviews
anyway.
wants to know what our thoughts are on the comedy The Happening Shamhammer.
The comedy.
The comedy. It's
Nicely played.
It's non-stop laughs from begin. I kid you not. Our good friend who's on the 24-hour marathon with us, Johnny Green, Soul Video. It is one of his favorite movies to watch, but specifically because it's so bad.
He has interesting taste, though.
He really does, but it is one of his favorite movies to watch. It is one of the worst movies ever.
I
Even
still have not
Marky
seen
Mark.
it. I have not
Really?
seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen the last 3 Shamhammer movies.
That's good.
Maybe I'll just do that as my trilogy before I slice my throat. You know, just like.
You know, somebody sent me, I think it was a Maclean's magazine cover, tweeted this to me yesterday. It's an old Maclean's with Shamhammer on the cover saying, "The next Spielberg."
No.
And, oh, yes, it's an old cover. It's an old cover.
Wow.
But
Even
yeah.
Marky Mark says he regrets making that
Oh, yeah.
movie, if that tells you anything.
All right, folks, listen, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. Listen, don't forget, there's a lot of great movies playing at AMC Theaters right now. Head on over to www.amctheaters.com for your theater, showtime, and movie ticket information. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep you up to date on all the latest movie news, including our daily AMC Movie Talk show, our weekend AMC Mailbag show. We got AMC coming soon. We got AMC Versus. We got AMC Spoilers. A lot of stuff rolling right now on our channel. Make sure you subscribe. I want to thank, first of all, the people sitting at the table with me, our very own movie news editor, Miss Amy Rose Eisenbach. Amy Rose, where can people find you online?
At Amy Rosie on Twitter. Thanks so much.
The one and the only Mr. John Schnepp. Schnepp, where can people find you online?
You find me at Twitter and Instagram, just at John Schnepp. And check out this weekend. I'm going to be dropping a little teaser. I had to change some stuff up for the Death of Superman Lives. Originally, I was going to release this full trailer, but some new interesting developments happened where I'm going to have to push the full trailer off a couple months. All will be revealed soon, but there's a cool teaser coming up this weekend. So thanks.
And, of course, our lovely host today, Miss Chrisley Kennedy. Chrisley, where can people find you online?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Chrisley.
And you can just find me on the various social media networks at John Campia. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll be back again tomorrow. So my name is John Campia for AMC Movie News. And until then, bye-bye.